Hello, my name is Joe, and welcome to a very short edition of Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming channel, where I thought I would take a quick look at the Steam replay for 2022 for my channel. So, if you didn't know it, Steam puts out statistics that you can look at to see what it was that you played on your account over the previous year. And I have mine set up so that all my friends can see it, but here I thought I would share it with all of you guys on YouTube as well. Well, and other video sharing services. This will end up on Rumble and other places as well. So, not surprisingly, most of my time was spent in Elder Scrolls Online. It's an MMORPG that I happen to enjoy quite a bit and have had a lot of fun with, although lately I have not been able to spend a lot of time there simply because work commitments and school. Let's see, I have 6 new games that I guess I picked up this year, probably on sales. And then I spent a whole lot of time in Grand Theft Auto. Most of the time, although it says Grand Theft Auto 5, what I'm really doing here is Grand Theft Auto Online. So there are days when it's just very, very stressful. And since murder is wrong, I'll boot up Grand Theft Auto Online and go run over people and throw pipe bombs out the window of my car, at least virtually. So I can still be an upstanding citizen by day and bloodthirsty criminal by night, without actually going to real jail. That's important. Apparently, I have a few achievements that I picked up this year. So, wow, 44. And I think that is above the average for most players. Oh, and then, of course, my third most played game is the Ashes of the Singularity Escalation, which is a real time strategy game. It's an older title that used to be very popular with testing out video cards. In fact, that's the way that I heard about Ashes of the Singularity Escalation was watching various different game channels. Well, not game channels, but they're more like computer hardware channels, and they were demonstrating the performance of video cards, and they would use this as their benchmark in order to demonstrate how well the cards performed. Now, these days, with the power of various different systems, it's probably not as useful as a benchmark of performance, but people did use it for that for quite a long time. But it's actually a fun title to play if you enjoy real time strategy games. And as you can see, most of the time I'm playing with a keyboard and mouse, although there are some things that you have to have a controller for. A good example would be in Grand Theft Auto Online. I just can't fly those aircraft without a controller. So let's see, how do I compare against the rest of the Steam community? Well, I got 44 achievements for myself, and apparently that's above average, which is only 21. And let's see, I played 22 different games, and now this one I think is a little dubious. The average number of games people are playing on Steam throughout a whole year is just 5. I don't know. Maybe I'm more scatterbrained than most people. I have a few titles in my library, and I enjoy playing different things at different times. Let's see. And my longest streak was 31 days, and the average for most people is 9. I think I got in a little vacation time at one point and was able to get in and have a little bit more fun. But boy, it's been a while. It's been a while. Let's see. For new releases, I did get in a little new release gameplay, but not very much of it. Let's see. And most of the games I played have been out for 1 to 7 years, with a few that are 8 years or more. And Grand Theft Auto Online comes to mind. I know that's a pretty elderly title, and there are a few others. My personal philosophy is that it really doesn't matter how old the game is, it matters whether or not it's fun. The graphics don't even have to be fantastic as long as the game is fun, at least for me. So I still play DOS titles and things that predate PCs and all kinds of stuff. Anything that's enjoyable to play. So here is my spider graph. So, apparently I did colony simulators, city builders, real-time strategy, science fiction. There's always room for zombies and open world games more than anything else, which is not surprising. Let's see. Well, as you can see, I haven't done much community-wise other than I gave a game as a gift and earned a badge. Let's see. Oh, and here we go. So now we have the more detailed breakdown. As you can see with Elder Scrolls Online, I was hot and heavy into it at the start of last year, but as I've gotten more and more busy, I've had less time for it. I try to play ESO whenever I can, but real life keeps getting in the way. I got to pay the bills, keep the electricity from being cut off. It's nice to be able to eat occasionally, so I'm motivated to, unfortunately, go to work quite a bit. I can't game as much as I want to. One of these days, I'll pick the winning lottery tickets, and then I could just game until I die. Let's see, my second most title. Here we are, Grand Theft Auto. Now, as you can see, for a while there, I had a little bit of a drought with GTA, and then August was a very stressful month. Well, September, October, it's just lots of work. Um, uh, if you can't already guess, for those that aren't familiar with how things work in the workforce, um, the increase in needing stress relief by going to GTA Online and blowing up stuff and shooting people correlates with the end of the fiscal year. So as the fiscal year draws near, stress level goes up because there's things that have to happen before, well, at least in my industry, before the fiscal year ends. Timelines, deadlines, people screaming at you. Ugh. Since murder is wrong, I get out a lot of my stress in Grand Theft Auto Online. So there are a lot of hapless citizens of Los Santos that are gunned down and beaten to death on the streets, stabbed, with just absolutely no mercy because Joe had a bad day at work. People yelling at me. It just goes with the territory. And Ashes the Singularity escalation is still one of those times when I have the time to be able to sit down and enjoy a nice RTS. I have fun with this title. One of the things that I like about Ashes the Singularity escalation is that it has this skirmish mode where you can sit there and uh, put everything together, pick a map. Granted, a lot of RTSs do, but I like the one in this game quite a bit, and so I'll play a lot of skirmishes against the computer, and I've enjoyed all the story thus far. But it's fun to do different types of skirmishes, set up the forces differently, try out different units. I still have not gotten around to actually playing against any humans. All of my gameplay is just against the AI. Oh, and Surviving Mars, which I have not had a lot of time for. This is a fun title where, you're building cities on the surface of the planet Mars and trying not to die. Um, I do enjoy playing it from time to time, but as you can see, I have not had much time for it this year. Yeah. Oh, and there was a month where I got into Star Trek Online rather heavily. Let's see, STO had an anniversary, and I popped back in and had a lot of fun for that, and then ended up busy elsewhere, so I have not been able to jump back into STO since then, as you can see from the chart. But hopefully, I'll be able to get in some more time. And there we go. As you can see, as those last few months of the fiscal year, August, September, and then finally kicking things off with October, for the new fiscal year, the stress levels go up, and I need some stress relief. So notice how Grand Theft Auto is number one. Yeah, had to get some of that stuff out of my system. Let's see, what is this one? Oh, this is the month of Star Trek Online, and let's see. Yep, more GTA going on here. So yeah, it's just different months require different outlets. Now, I have a few titles that I have been wanting to play. Stray is an example of one. I just have not had a chance to sit down and really play with that title. Hmm, what is this? The Unknown Game? Apparently so. I picked up this game in April, and apparently it's a secret as to what it is. I don't even know what that is. Hmm. Okay, my longest streak for this year was 31 days. playing all of these titles. And let's see. Oh, and here are all the titles that I apparently played throughout the year. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought that I had played a wider variety of titles, but here are some that I haven't made any videos yet about Cat Quest. It's actually a pretty good little title. I've been enjoying that one. I might restart it from the beginning and do a little playthrough. System Shock. There is a remastered version of System Shock that is about to come out. I think I saw a thing that from the time of this recording, it will be available in about 3 months. So that should be March. Sometime in March, I believe that the remastered version will be available. I am definitely going to pick that up. I'm hoping that they did a good job on it. System Shock, if you're not familiar with it, is a very interesting title. Uh, I would basically, if you wanted to compare it to a movie, it felt like the movie Die Hard, except it was set in outer space on a space station instead of Nakatomi Plaza. So instead of an office building, you have a space station, um, and you're running around and fighting against mutants and robots and a murderous computer and all kinds of stuff. Um, it had a great story. And to be honest, I think System Shock was the inspiration for what later became Doom 3, because Doom 1 and 2 basically had the whole story consisted of a text file that was like 2 paragraphs, and that was it. It was just an excuse for demons and violence and shotguns and explosions and stuff like that. But System Shock had was basically a first-person shooter with a story, and I think that they learned from that. And so when Doom 3 came out, it felt like, wow, somebody played System Shock and decided to make Doom like System Shock, because it has suddenly there's all these little computers around with log entries and recordings to listen to and all kinds of other fun stuff. Uh, let's see. Oh, and I'm starting to look at Dead Space. I have not done any recordings of it, but that one's interesting. And as you can see, there's still Star Wars: The Old Republic in there. A few other interesting titles that I haven't made any videos about. I don't think I've done any for Zombie Army 4. I've done it for the trilogy, but who knows? Maybe I can find a friend who will want to play through these titles with me. Currently, I don't have anybody who wants to do a co-op through these, and it's a bit of a slog when you go through them solo. All right, so that was my 2022 recap for everything that I have been playing this year on Steam. So I'll be curious to see how it turns out next year. I'm going to start doing these every year so I can look back and see how interesting the year was. I'd be curious to hear what types of games did you play? As you can see, I kind of skew towards, RTSs, city builders, first-person shooters, and there's always got to be something with zombies. But what kind of titles did you enjoy this year? Let me know. I'd be curious to hear. See you next time here on Joe Super Fantabulous PC Gaming Channel, where we'll have more fun playing games on, well, Steam and other platforms. Let's see you next time.